Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to this week's Fun Friday project. Being the Easter weekend, if you aren't away on a spring break, here's something easy and very quick to do. You can do last minute Easter treat boxes to adorn your treat table. I'm using this Celebrate Easter sentiment from Little Cutie, some scraps of Very Vanilla and Calypso Coral cardstock and Carousel Designer Series paper stack, ribbon from the Cupcakes and Carousel embellishment pack, linen thread and the 2x8-inch cello bags, a stapler, 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch and 1 1/2-inch circle punch, 1/16 inch handheld circle punch, the crocodile. This is not a stock item at the moment, but I'm sure if you bought one in the past you still have it in your stash. And of course your Simply Score tool. Score at 1 3/8 inches with the thin end of the stylus, 2 3/4 inches, 4 1/8 inches and 5 1/2 inches. In centimetres, that's 3.5, 7, 10.5 and 14 centimetres. Rotate your cardstock clockwise 90 degrees and then you score at 1 3/8 and 4 5/8. In centimetres, that's 3.5 and 11.7. Burnish all your score lines. Cut away the little rectangle with the 1/2 inch score line on your right. So you cut away that rectangle up to the first score line. You cut along these score lines here up to this first score line. Put tear and tape all along this 1/2 inch score line. Starting from the straight edge without the score line, it's the full panel. Just accordion fold this until it meets with the 1/2 inch score line. Grab your crocodile and you want to use the smaller hole and only punch about 1/4 of an inch in the centre. Grab a post-it note and you want to put it on a piece of cardstock so it's easier to punch, and you want as much of the sticky part of the label as you possibly can. So you want to punch out a 1 1/4 inch circle, remove the cardstock and use this post-it note, and we'll call this panel 1, the one on the side without the small tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to fold this back in half so you roughly have an idea where the semicircle is, and with that line marry it up with the score line between panels 2 and 3. Then fold your cardstock back and use the 1 1/4 inch circle punch and the post-it note as a guideline to punch through. I'll try this side because that's sticky. And then you should have it perfectly centered. To make the frame, you need to punch a 1 1/4 inch circle out first. Then take the 1 1/2 inch circle punch and center it on the circle you've just punched so that you've got even border all round the rim, and then punch. Apply Tombow and use a pair of tweezers if you have one. Well, I'm so cat-handed anyway when it comes to tiny bits, so using a pair of tweezers certainly helps. Adhere it onto the hole you just punched out and then leave that to dry. Bring in my foam mat. Now you can see I've stamped that without my foam mat, so it didn't actually come out very well. So now I'll have to do it again. Try it again. That's better. So punch it out with a 1-inch circle punch. Punch out a Calypso coral circle with the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. Take my handheld punch, 1/16 of an inch circle punch, and punch a hole sort of about 1/4 of an inch in. Grab some linen thread and thread it through the hole, say about 3 inches even, just to give you something to grab hold of, and then holding both together, just tie a knot. And I suppose that's about 1 inch or so. Trim off the excess and pop a dimensional on the back, then center it on the thread. If you want a neater finish, you can just cut off the surplus. Undo the backing tape, fold that over. There you go. Fill your bag. I haven't really got any to match that colour box, but I don't suppose it matters anyway. The bag is a little bit too long, so I'm just going to chop off about 2 inches and then fold that over and use the stapler to staple it together. So where the aperture is on this panel, you want to pop the opposite corners in first. Let's put a bit of adhesive on there and stick it down. It's quite handy to have this hole there, because then at least you can reach the bottom. Then you want this to fold back, so you adhere that one first. And then this one last. And take the bone folder and just make sure it's firmly stuck down. Pop your sweets in. Pinch the box together, and you want to use the tapestry needle if you have one, because it makes it so much easier, and thread that through. Then tie a knot. And thread it through this hole here. And then do the opposite one. Pull that out so you have access to it, and then you can tighten it. But before you do, slip this little tag you prepared earlier, and then tie your bow. So there you have it. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, do give me a thumbs up, subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.